Now, do you need a chronograph? Well, if you only go on the weekends, pretty recreationally, and you don't do any tuning at home, and you don't really shoot at your house or anything, then no, you don't technically need a chronograph. However, I would highly recommend having one because it's going to help you with your maintenance. So you know if you change a bolt or a part, an internal component, if it changed the velocity negatively and you need to adjust it. So that's great. Also, it's just good to know what your airsoft guns and paintball guns can do. It's also great if you borrow a friend's marker and you want to do a video review of it or something, having proof of what velocity and how many balls per second it can fire. So you've decided that you do want to get a chronograph for your personal use at home. Now, what do you get? So they have this thing called Big Red. It's $350. It's a huge, bulky metal box. You don't need that unless you are opening a paintball park or something like that. It's industrial. It's for a paintball field. So then you've got the Vulcan chronograph, which is like $250. That's pretty expensive for something that you don't even really need. But anyway, that's a little excessive. And if you can get a chronograph that has the same features for like less than half the price, you should definitely do that. Then there's also some cheap, shitty fucking chronographs. The X-Radar handheld chronograph, it's a little white box. Don't get that one. I heard they break immediately and they're just chintzy looking and they're crap. Then there's this yellow one that says Sport Sensor Handheld Radar Chronograph for Paintball, and on the front of it, it's got like a little red splat sticker on it. That one is a huge piece of shit. Not only is it unreliable, but also it's the same price as this puppy, and it doesn't have hardly any of the features. It actually needs to be reset after each shot. So you have to shoot once, press the button again, shoot again, as where with this puppy I'm going to show you, you can sit there and fucking ramp, and it'll not only tell you how many balls per second, or that in that burst you shot, what was the average velocity of those shots, what was the peak velocity, what was the minimum velocity. So you know your slowest ball, your fastest ball, and the average of all the paintballs or airsoft pellets you fired. So yeah, don't go with the X-Radar, the little white piece of shit. Don't go with the all-yellow Sport Sensor handheld. That's a piece of crap. You don't need Big Red. That's a $350 metal box. Unnecessary. And you'll find a bunch of other little Chinese knockoffs and stuff, but they're really just straight up trash. Now, $80. Brand new, Amazon Prime, shipped. You get this nice little waterproof, weatherproof bag. Simple, easy to understand, concise instructions. Now, they're nothing special. It's not color. You know how I like to harp on manuals. It's not pretty. It ain't pretty, boys, but it's going to get the job done. It tells you exactly what you need to know, including all the bomb-ass features and controls that this has. This is a great home chronograph. It takes 3 AA's, as you see in the back. Has this little metal stand, so you can, you know, put it at different angles and whatnot. I usually just set her up straight like that on top of my barbecue, my grill out there. It's got one button operation. Just press it, she comes on. As you see, the average right now is 0 balls per second. You shoot right over the top of it. There's no visible sensors or anything like that. You just shoot right over the top of it, and it works its little Doppler effect magic where it hears the velocity of the shot or whatever. It can judge your feet per second and your balls per second. It also will give you your average balls fired, all the other stuff that I just mentioned. So this is $80 on Amazon Prime, shipped, 2-day shipping. And this is the best home chronograph. You don't need a $250 Virtue because this literally does the exact same shit. It has the same set of features. Don't want the white X-Radar because it'll break in like 2 days and it doesn't really, it's not that accurate. It could be 20 to 30 feet per second plus or minus the your field's chrono. So I bring this to the field with me, and I shoot it right next to the, you know, $250, $300 industrial chrono they have there. And this is usually plus or minus 5 feet per second, if that. It's usually damn near dead on. So this is great. In fact, one of the places I go to tells me I can use this for my marker to tune it. They trust this model enough to where they're actually going to let me on the field with this being my primary and only means of measuring the velocity of my paintball gun, if that says anything about it. And the guy that told me that owned his paintball field for like 15 years, and he's told me this is the only home chronograph that he would really trust. So, if that says anything, it's a great buy. You don't need some industrial thing, and you sure as hell don't need some piece of crap that's going to break on you. So, if you've decided that you do tune your guns enough and modify them enough, and also play with them enough at home to where you need or want a chronograph, this is what you're going to get. Later, playa.